Hello everyone, let us learn about operational amplifiers. In this video, we are going to learn about basic mathematical and arithmetic operations of operational amplifiers. At the end of this video, you will be able to know how to perform arithmetic operations using op amps. First, I would like to give a quick introduction on op amps. What is an op amp? An op-amp may be used to perform many mathematical operations and arithmetical operations. Operational amplifier or op-amps, as they are more commonly called, are one of the basic building blocks of analog electronic circuits. They have all properties required for nearly ideal DC amplification and therefore used extensively in signal conditioning, filtering, or to perform mathematical operations such as add, subtract, integration, and differentiation. The typical diagram to represent an op-amp is given below. To know a fact about operational amplifiers and how it got its name, the term operational amplifier was first used by John Ragazzini in his paper he published in 1947. The relevant historical quotation from the paper is, as an amplifier so connected can perform the mathematical operations of arithmetic and calculus on the voltages supplied to its inputs. It is hereafter termed an operational amplifier. Moving on to some more information, the basic op-amp construction is of a three-terminal device with two inputs and one output, excluding the power connections. As we saw in this diagram, I showed in the earlier slide, there were two input and one output. An operational amplifier operates from either dual positive and an corresponding negative supply, and they can operate from a single DC supply voltage. Two main laws associated with an operational amplifier are that infinite input impedance, that is, the input impedance is infinity. Then moving on to open loop gain, op-amps can sense the difference between voltage signals applied to their two input terminals and then multiply it by some predetermined gain A. This gain A is often referred to as open loop gain. To understand open loop gain is very important to study about different arithmetic operations used using op amps. Open loop gain is different for inverting op amp and non-inverting op amp, which is shown in the diagram given below. The formula is given. This graph shows how open loop gain varies with frequency, and when frequency becomes unity, the gain also becomes unity. Now moving on to the first arithmetic operation using an op amp. First of all, op amp has an sign changer or inverter. This is nothing but an inverting amplifier. An inverting amplifier is also known as inverting operational amplifier, or an inverting op-amp is a type of operational amplifier circuit which produces an output which is out of phase with respect to its input by 180 degrees. A typical inverting amplifier is shown in the diagram. The adjacent diagram shows the working of an inverting amplifier, that is, the red color waveform represents the input signal and the yellow color waveform represents the output signal. That is, the input signal is both inverted and also amplified, that is, inverting amplifier. This shows that whatever input we give here, and inverted by the op-amp without any amplification. So it is very clear that we need to keep both the impedance to be exactly equal and same. Key point here is that both the impedances has to be resistive. Impedance Z and Z dash has to be resistive in nature. When the operation is sign changing and inverted, sign of the input signal has been changed. Next, moving on to op-amp has a scale changer. If the ratio of the input impedance and output impedance is kept as K, that is K is a constant, then the open loop gain becomes minus of K. To see how we got that answer, op-amp functions as a scale changer through small signals with constant gain in both inverting and non-inverting amplifiers. Op-amp has a scale changer circuit is shown in the diagram. In a scale changer, we keep the ratio of the input impedance and output impedance. We select the values of feedback impedance and input impedance such that the ratio will give the value of K, which is mandatorily it needs to be a real number. That is, K always has to be a real number for an op-amp to act as a scale changer. Finally, the open loop gain is given as A is equal to minus of K. Next, moving on to op-amp as an phase shifter. Phase shifting operation also happens when you keep the input impedance and output impedance equal. Op-amp is used for direct coupling posture, and also DC voltage level at the emitter terminal increases from phase to phase. Thus, to move down the increasing voltage swing, this phase shifter is applied. The phase shifter performs by adding a DC voltage level to the output of all stage to pass the output to a ground level. If we look at the diagram, we can see how an op-amp works as a phase shifter. The input impedance and output impedance have to be equal, that is, they must have equal magnitude, but the phase would differ. This can be achieved by keeping the input impedance and output impedance to be complex numbers. For example, Z can be 50 ohms and input impedance can be 50 ohms and output impedance can be minus 50 j ohms. By this, they will be equal in magnitude, but they differ by phase. Thus, we can achieve the operation of phase shifting by using an op-amp. Phase shifting happens when we do this, apart from the 180-degree phase shifting that happens in an inverting amplifier. Next, moving on to op-amp has an integrator. Integration operation can be performed using an operational amplifier. Op-amp is also an integrator. The integrator op-amp produces an output that is proportional to the amplitude of the input signal as well as the duration of the input signal. Instead of resistor in the feedback loop, we have a capacitor, and it is able to perform the mathematical operation of integration as the output varies with the input and the duration of the signal. Integrator circuit of an op-amp is shown in the diagram. That is, the input impedance is taken to be resistive and the output impedance is taken to be capacitive. that is R, the input impedance is equal to R and the output impedance is equal to C. By looking at the diagram, we can see the formula. V0 is equal to minus 1 by C I dt. The C here is feedback impedance and the V0 here is output impedance. Then it's virtually grounded in this circuit. V0 is equal to minus 1 by RC integration of V dt. This formula is achieved as I is nothing but V is equal to R. In integration process, 1 by R is taken out as a constant. Finally, we get the value of V0 to be equivalent, which shows the integration operation at analog level. Op-amp can be used as a differentiator, can function as a differentiator. This can be achieved by keeping the input impedance capacitive and the output impedance resistive, which is exactly the opposite of the what we saw in integrator operation. Op-amp can be used as a differentiator by the output is the first derivative of the input signal. The following equation gives the relation between the input signal and the output signal. Similarly, as we saw in the integrated circuit, the differential circuit is exactly the opposite of the integrated circuit. As we saw in the equation given below. To see how we got that equation, our input impedance is equal to C and output impedance is equal to R. By looking at the diagram and understanding it, V0 will be equal to R minus R into I. I is nothing but we know that C into dV by dt. So V0, we get the formula V0 is equal to minus RC dV by dt. Finally, we get the formula of output voltage, which represents differentiator. Last but not the least, adder or summing amplifier. Op-amp can be used to sum the input voltage of two or more sources into a single output voltage. Below is a circuit diagram representing the application of an op-amp as an adder or summing amplifier. The input voltages are supplied to the inverting terminal of the op-amp and the inverting terminal is grounded. The output voltage is proportional to the sum of the input voltages, which is clearly illustrated in the diagram below, where V1, V2, V3 and R1, R2, R3 is marked. So we supply the different voltages and they combine at this node, resulting in total current I. We know that total current enters into the feedback circuit with the impedance R dash. So I is equal to V1 by R1 plus V2 by R2 plus V3 by R3. If we take and assume that R1 is equal to R2 is equal to R3, that is equal to R. We get the formula minus R dash by R into V1 plus V2 plus V3, where R dash is the output impedance and R is the input impedance. Therefore, we get the formula for an adder circuit using operational amplifier. Now we have come to the end of this video lecture. Therefore, these are the 6 arithmetic operations performed using operational amplifiers. It is very important to remember that the values to be fixed for input impedance and output impedance for all these operations. Secondly, it is very important to understand and study the symbolic diagrams and circuit diagrams while performing these operations. Hence, these operations can be performed with